So today I want to talk about a precision frame auto rifle, the Ammit AR2. Now this weapon has been reintroduced to the sandbox. This is not a new weapon by all means when it comes to Destiny 2. However, this is a very exciting weapon I want to talk about for PvP because as of now, the PvP sandbox feels a little bit more well-rounded. I still have tons of issues with subclasses and their abilities and kind of making Crucible feel like a ability-based game rather than a gunplay based game. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother video, so we're not going to get too into that. But in this video I want to talk about this craftable weapon, give you guys my thoughts on it in PvP, tell you why you should use it, some perks you can get with it, and discuss what I crafted itself. Now with that being said, let's jump right into the perks and talk about the overall selection you got. Now we have a Amon Fluid Dynamics basic origin trait. So the top half of the magazine has up to 20 stability and 30 reload speed. After this it disappears. This is noticeable. This is beneficial if you miss your shots and you just want to reload right away. This is a very nice perk. I don't think it's in a way something you should be keeping in mind for. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The stability you can get on this weapon still doesn't make this a guaranteed must-have origin trait. Now next to that we have One for All, Adaptive Munitions, Incandescent, Tap the Trigger, a new perk called Gut Shot Straight, Plugulus, I don't really know how to say that one. This is a new perk as well, and Adrenaline Junkie. Next to that we have Turnabout, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Stats for All, Triple Tap, Surplus, Ambitious Assassin, and Well-Rounded. For magazines we have Alloy Magazine, Appended Mag, Flared Magwell, Light Mag, Armor Piercing rounds, extended mag, high caliber rounds, and ricochet rounds. I am not going to go over the barrels. They're too much and we've get the gist of it by now. It's not really that important. You only use a few of them anyway. And then this is a precision frame weapon. Now for what I crafted specifically, we used a small bore barrel, and the reason why we did that was the stability benefit and the range benefit. Now if you guys want to adjust for handling or other things, maybe more just range, or again more handling, whatever your personal preferences, do that. I wanted a little bit more stability with this weapon because landing more shots means better results for me. At least that's what I felt. Ricochet rounds is kind of the gold standard for me when it comes to magazines because of the +5 range and the +10 stability. I think this is a very well-rounded buff to your weapon for specifically auto weapons or fully automatic weapons specifically. Now Dynamic Sway Reduction, I think out of all the perks is the most essential perk here for PvP. Other things I can argue you can change and be perfectly fine, but Dynamic Sway Reduction rapidly improves accuracy and stability while continuously holding down the trigger, and as you can imagine for a full auto weapon this is pretty damn important. And we put Tap the Trigger. This is something I want to feel a little bit. If you are a controller player, I do think this is more of a buff for you than if you are a PC player. Like I play mouse and keyboard on Destiny 2 exclusively, so Tap the Trigger I'm just feeling out. This is something I was using. Maybe you could do Adrenaline Junkie if you want more damage output in PvP. Gut Shot Straight is another one potentially. I haven't really felt that too much, but I also cater massively on precision hits rather than body shots, so that's a perk I'm not really too intrigued by. And then we went for a Stability Master for more stability and a backup mag to increase that mag size from 32 to 38. But collectively this is a craftable weapon, and let's talk about how you can get this pretty rapidly in terms of how you can craft it. Now there is a brand new quest on the Enclave specifically to give you the rundown on how you craft weapons and what to do. So it will give you the Ammit AR2 practically for free if you finish the quest, as well as the Tapia Void Linear Fusion Rifle. These are two reintroduction weapons that are basically really good for the sandbox collectively, whether it's PvE or PvP. They are pretty damn good choices on that end. Now when it comes to gameplay style, this isn't a weird place of being a 450 RPM auto rifle and a precision frame. They're kind of in the middle of high impact frames and 600 RPM auto rifles, so this is a critique on the weapon itself, but at the same time I do think if you want to play this weapon, you're going to play it more like a 600 RPM auto rifle, but you have more range capabilities in that end. We pulled back up what I was using. We has a 31.66 meter ADS damage fall off, so the range on this is pretty competitive with other options. Now it's not going to be maxed out like 40 with pulse rifles, but you are competing with some hand cannons in terms of the traditional damage fall off ranges. Now this is a good shakeup from using the standard PvP choices of pulse rifles and high impact scouts and now hand cannons. This is going to shake things up. I do think auto rifles feel a little bit better, but you can play a little bit more aggressive with this. Pick your gunfights, lane to lane, angles to angles, and just be smart about your engagements. If you lose the first shot battle to a hand cannon, I recommend you dip away and you wait for you to get the first shot on them. That's pretty important with this weapon compared to other weapons. There is very little room for failure, and this is a fun weapon, so I'm not going to label a top meta choice, but if you want to shake shake things up and you want to have a good time, this weapon is a very good time. But with that being said, that's all I gotta say on the Ammit AR2. This is a fun weapon. This is an interesting weapon, and it's a very accessible weapon because it's very easy to craft. So check it out. Give it a go in PvP. We'll be talking about this in PvE. If you guys are new here and want to stay up to date with that video or other videos on this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for when I drop that content. But till then, it's all I got for this one. Shine Ninja here, and I'm out.